Well, good morning, Mrs. Stewart's class. Welcome to the library. Today we'll be talking about copyright laws and why they matter for you. Today's agenda, we're going to first welcome you in and do an introduction. I'll be doing a brief history of copyright, what it is and what it isn't, and then we'll do a knowledge check to see what you guys have learned. If you haven't been in the library yet this year, welcome to ABC High School. I am the librarian here, Mrs. Gallegos, and I am your resource for book recommendations, research questions, and more. So feel free to drop into the library at any time or stop me after today's lesson and ask me any questions you may have. Today's learning objectives, we're going to be focused on TEKS 8, Inquiry and Research, looking at you guys being able to critically evaluate primary and secondary sources and use those source materials ethically. We'll also be looking at the ISTE 1.2C learning objective, intellectual property, and 1.3A, effective research strategies. So why does copyright use matter? In today's world, if you create a physical object, you can physically control who gets to use it, but creative works are harder to control. For example, once someone knows a song, they can sing it or teach it to someone else. Copyright laws work to control ownership, use, and distribution of creative and expressive works. And this is a quote from the University of Minnesota. There are rights that creators have under U.S. law. All right, these laws control who can make copies of the work, distribute copies by selling, renting, lending, or giving away, perform or display the work publicly, and make derivative works like translations, adaptations, and reinterpretations. Under copyright law, only the creator has control over these things. So what kind of works are copyrighted? Literary works like books, articles, poems, short stories, musical works, songs, symphonies, operas, ballets, dramatic works like plays, scripts, and films, and then motion pictures, movies, short films, etc. At this point, you might be asking, well, if all of that is protected, then what the heck am I supposed to use? What can be used are facts. Okay, a fact is just a fact and cannot be protected. Federal government documents are considered public domain and accessible to all. And then there's something called fair use. Okay, the classroom and the library, school, is a huge exception to these laws. Okay, the classroom use exemption allows for performance and display of most any work, and this applies to students as well. So what does this mean for you? You need to cite. Okay, you cannot just copy and paste an image, an article, a video. In our day and age, we're very used to just downloading something and using it for whatever we need it for, okay? But it's very important that you cite your sources. Think critically, okay? When you're doing research, make sure that you are using resources and articles that are peer-reviewed and written by experts in the field and not just a Wikipedia page or a Google search. Make sure you are only downloading what you intend to. Okay, when it comes to images, sometimes more than just the image will come with the picture itself. So make sure that you are doing that correctly. And then lastly, I don't want you guys to be afraid of using the internet. There is plenty of information out there, okay? Very good information, factual information that would be very, very good for you guys to read. So don't be afraid to get on there and get started. You guys are going to scan the QR code, log into Quizlet, and complete to see what you guys have learned today. Lastly, I want to show you my resources for this presentation. Okay, your teacher will show you what she wants you to do for your works cited page, but I use the American Library Association, the University of Minnesota Libraries, and their rules on copyright basics, and then ISTE and the standards there for students. Okay, guys, well, it was great seeing you today, and I hope that your research goes very well, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the library.